Dundalk Heritage Fair, July the 2nd, 2011, at the Beer Garden.
She had a kid living in her house, on her ex-husband's house, that worked for him.
The first time I met her was actually by a phone call, because I had seen something on Facebook about this rally she was having in Baltimore, and it was Women for Trump.
I had been joined Women for Trump online Facebook, probably for, I guess, about like 7 or 8 months.
There was a debate on Congressional District 2, and it was held in Dundalk, and I was one of the debate panelists to ask questions.
Absolutely. Yeah, I was in my apartment that I shared with Bernie, and I was recovering from hip surgery.
It was underneath the tree. There's a table there. And she came up behind me. And she said, "What are you doing here?" I said, "I'm ready to sing a song." She said, "Well, I'll sit here and wait and watch for you." Loyal. Trust. Drive. Courage. Kindness. Caring. The willpower to get something done. There's so many.
She made people smile. She made people smile. If she couldn't get you to smile, she'd irritate you. She would irritate you. She'd start nitpicking until you smiled. And then she made a friend.
Well, I kind of touched on this before, but Charlotte's strongest quality was the love that she had for people. And that's what I said when she said, "Hello, beautiful." She meant it. She never ever met a stranger, and she never went away without making an impression on whoever she was talking to.
Her sense of loyalty to her friends and people that she cares about, and the fact that she would do something, she would do anything, give anything that she had to help the people that she loved and that she cared about. And that was a source of strength, I think, from her. And I do believe that that made people just love her, because they're just, how could you not, love somebody like that?
When Charlotte was into a project, she was all in. She was just great at bringing people together.
I think her most unique characteristic has got to be her compassion and her commitment. Well, I guess her compassion guided by her commitment to faith. She was a deeply spiritual person, deeply religious person, and she embedded that in a lot of her conversation, how she said things. She would say, the Spirit calls me to say this, the Spirit told me to do this, I read in my Bible it said this, it reminds me of this part of the Bible. All of this gospel wisdom that she would kind of integrate into her conversation really came out very forcefully. But I think in one way it made her so unique because it made her be able to use that as a force for good. She could connect with so many people on multiple different levels. She could provide you with comfort. She could connect with you on a spiritual level. I just think that was something that was deeply unique to her.
That would have been, because she had been sick. She wasn't feeling very well for quite a few weeks before that she passed away. And so we really, weren't actually doing anything together, but I had rescued a cat from one of my investment properties down in the city, and I asked her if she knew somebody who, would take the cat, and she said, bring them to my house, and I'll foster them, and try to help you find somebody, to take care of the cat. Well, you know how that turned out to be. She wound up getting the cat, and then the cat was staying with Charlotte amongst her other 7 that she had. So
The last day I remember was I had given her a gift card for her birthday, And she, in her efforts to continue to support me with the issues I was having at that time, insisted on using the gift card I had bought her to take me out to lunch.
I think the last time I remember seeing Charlotte was right here in the studio. I remember sitting a few feet over where I'm sitting at now, and we were listening to somebody perform, and she was just dancing away. And I was just sitting like a few feet away from her on a couch, and I was just like watching her, and I'm like, how the hell is this woman who's 20 years older than I am, or about 15 years older than I am, how does she have so much energy? She just danced and danced and danced away. And this is just a few weeks ago, so for me, it reminded me of how much energy she had. And this is like, I mean, to somebody who's been up since 6 in the morning and is now like, it was around 10 o'clock at night, and here she is dancing away, smiling, and nothing but laughter that came from all of us. We were just smiling, and she was just a very energy-filled person.
If I had 5 more minutes with you, I'd say I love you so much. And I'm sorry, sometimes we've always bumped heads. But every time we argued, I knew that love kept us together. I know that for a fact.
Gee, dear, I love you so much. And I know I always look forward to our time together. And I just know you're in a better place now. And even though you're not here physically with me, you'll always be in my heart.
I don't think I left too much unsaid with her, but I would just tell her again how much that she meant to me, and I'm so glad that she came into my life for the length of, even if it was a short time, certainly not long enough for me, but I just would say that I am so blessed that I've met you, and that you were part of my life, and that I miss you terribly for every single day.
So many, I had to just tell her, same thing I've always told her, how much I love her. I told her, maybe talk to the big man for me, sitting there, help me out.
I would tell her what a beautiful person she is. I would tell her how much I loved her. Although we called each other sisters, we always talked about how much we loved each other. I would need to emphasize that even more. When you meet somebody that's that beautiful inside, you need to emphasize it for them so that they know how much you appreciate that. And the other thing I would tell her was what a great example she was of how to be a good person.
I would like to think of Charlotte as like a fighter, a warrior for good, somebody who always really like embraced the underdog, and somebody who I use the phrase to stood taller by kneeling down to help others, and I think that's exactly who she was. I would like to just give her comfort and say we have it. Like, she's inspired so many of us. Her passing has been just a jolt of energy to all of us to do better, to really do better, to really be much more than we can be, or much more than we're probably made out to be, and trying to emulate who she was. She was 100 pounds. She wasn't a big lady, but she had such a commanding presence, such a big presence in this world. So I think that's, if anything, to just let her know that her not being with us has inspired us to do so much better. In that 5 minutes, I would just say, we'll take it from here, Charlotte. But thank you for all you've done, even when you're with us and when you're not with us.